So I started pretty much before I had, any memories of even playing. I started probably when I was 1, 2, just following my parents to the range, picking up clubs in the house, plastic clubs, and, I've loved every day since. Yeah, I think my parents are some of the most supportive parents, but they weren't overbearing. I think for me, a lot of it is how much can you learn every single day. And, I've been with my same coach, Rick, for 15 years almost. And my dad used to come to every lesson, we'd have a lesson almost every week. And he wouldn't get involved, but he would be listening. He'd be learning as much as he could. And, obviously as a little kid, I'd be trying to do the same, but there's a sense as a junior golfer, you're gonna miss something. You think you might know it all, but you always are gonna not remember something. You're gonna forget something. So that's when your parents come in and they help you remember. And, for me, having my dad there, just to, help me think creatively, think in a different way. It just, they've been the most supportive parents, and, for now, they're just enjoying the ride. Yeah, I mean, SCPGA Junior Tour was where it was at. That's where we all started doing those one-day, 9-hole events as a little kid, where your parents would drive you, and seeing Toyota Tour Cup and seeing the players that were there and their futures going, because you'd always want to be that younger guy playing against older guys, seeing what you have and learning from them, really. So, when I made that transition to Toyota Tour Cup, I didn't play too many years there, but the year I did play, I learned so much about my game. I was watching guys that are now on the PGA Tour that I'm playing with just kind of grow and get better. And that's, you want to keep taking the steps to get better every single year, every single day. What are you going to learn to get better? And there's a path that you set forward. So obviously you start at the SCPGA, the Junior Tour, you get to Toyota Tour Cup, and you just keep going from there. And that just set up, a path for me to get to college, to get to the professional ranks now. And I'm very thankful for even starting back then for the SCPGA Junior Tour. Wow, I probably spent 70% on the golf course. I should have spent 70% on the putting green and chipping green. But for me, I didn't spend too much time on the range. A lot was, can I just go play on the golf course, figure that out? Because every shot's going to be different. You're never going to have the same shot. Every lie is going to be different, and you have to think. That's such a big part, is the mental aspect of, can you think through these shots? Can you see them? Be creative. Like, don't use your odd clubs for the day. Don't use your even clubs. Like, can you hit a 7-iron from 100 yards and feel that in there? So for me, playing on the course, hitting a bunch of different shots just allowed me to kind of open up, see everything. You obviously have to do, your basic setup, alignment, all that stuff on the range. That's okay, but for me, can I bring it out to the golf course? So that's why I spent a lot of time out there. Yeah, I mean, I think having fun is huge. For me and Rick, we always ended things on, a competition. Who would get the closest shot? Who could make this putt? Who could do this? Who could do that? And, obviously growing up, you want to find, if you can, find a couple people that you can play with, whether they're better than you, older than you, juniors your age, like find someone that, you're going to have fun with. And, for me, like, I didn't grow up playing with too many competitive players, especially at my country club. And what I did was pretty much compete against yourself, put 2 balls, put 3 balls, and see how well you can compete against each other. And it doesn't mean, playing 9 holes, 3 balls, and seeing which one's better, but have a shot, throw 3 balls in a certain spot and see which one is better. Try and get better every one, and just always make it a competition for yourself and just really have fun. Yeah, I think, college golf is so different, obviously, because you have a team. You're on your own, but really figure out time management. Time management is huge. You're going to have a lot of time, obviously, because it's nice to not have class from 8 to 3 every day like you do in high school. But, how efficient can you be? Can you go out there in an hour? If I gave you an hour practice, can you go out and figure out everything that you need to do, rather than just spend 3 hours, after school messing around, not learning something? You can spend time and have fun, and like, that's all part of it. But can you use that fun and use that little short window you have to be as efficient as possible? Because, there's going to be some days where you're not going to have time to really practice. You're going to have to figure something out, whether it's in your room, like what can you learn every single day in that short period of time? So for those high school golfers that want to go and play in college, it's not all about being out there from for me at least, it wasn't being out there from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It was, if I have this chunk of window and chunk of time to go practice, how efficient can I be? Can I learn something that I'm going to use for the future? And if you can, then great. You're going to get better every single day. Yeah, I think nerves, you can channel nervous energy in your nerves into something else. Can you channel it into excitement? Playing with Tiger Woods a few weeks ago at, Torrey Pines. Yeah, those are nerves that you just can't expect. You can't teach yourself. You can't train under those nerves, but you can train, how you breathe, how you go through your routines when you have pressure situations. That's why it goes back to put yourself in a lot of competitions, whether it's with friends, your parents, whoever. Always put yourself in that competitive state, because when you do get under there, when you're under the pressure, under the gun, you want to be able to keep doing what you're doing in a regular round on the practice range. So yeah, you're going to get nervous out there. I still get nervous, but I'm able to channel that into, rather than being nervous and being scared of the moment, embrace it, step up to it, and have fun. It doesn't matter where your shot goes, just go play golf, have a good time. Because in reality, it's just another shot. It's the same shot as you're going to hit. And whether you're practicing for a 3-footer, it's all the same. It's one shot, everything's going to count, so just remember that. Yeah, I think for newer junior players, as a coach, I think it's obviously find, the weakness, but really just make sure you're smart about going through, I think, course management. Course management is the biggest thing. You can lose 10 shots around, as a new junior golfer, if they don't understand where you have to hit it, where you want to stay away. Because, the swing, everyone can work on the swing. We can all sit on the range and hit great shots and make a 10-foot putt if we, have seen the putt 20 times. But when we step on the tee, it's a whole new visual thing out there. The course is different. Every hole's different. Every shot's different. So, if you just ask them, I think, going back to my junior days, how will you play this shot? And if they hit that shot, whatever, and it doesn't work out, how will you learn from that shot? I think what Rick and I have always done is we've, tried to not do the same thing and do repetitions over if it doesn't work, because, we're not learning from that next shot. So for me, every tournament I play, every round I have, every shot I hit is just, for me to put in the memory bank what worked here, what didn't work. And that's, that's on the junior as well to really just embrace that and see how much they can keep stepping up, learning, do they remember what they did last week? I still go back to things that I've played well, tournaments I've played well in 2013, it's 2020 now, and I go back to 2013, what was that one shot that I remember that I hit really well? And it still helps me out today. Yeah, that's exactly the same, nothing different. He was there 24/7, no, I'm kidding. Yeah, I mean, Rick has turned into, not just a coach, but just an amazing friend to have, a person I look up to. I'm able to reach out to him about anything, get dinner, whatever. And, when we saw him at Shoal Canyon, my parents did, I guess, when I was like 5 or 6, he was that coach that I wanted to go to. And, for me to be able to have a coach and stick with him for so long, and I know this is going to keep going, I've just been so lucky for that. But what Rick means to me is just everything in the world, because he understands my game, he understands how I think, and we're still learning. Going from junior golf to college golf to amateur golf to professional golf, there's just little things you don't think of that will just keep helping you as you get better. And I think we complement each other really well. He knows how to talk, what words work for me that might not work for a junior golfer you're teaching or a college golfer or whatever, but he knows to filter certain words that are going to help me see and really learn from myself. I think people learn best when they teach themselves, and we're all going to describe the same thing very differently. So it's how can you give them a little edge to make them think one way? Can they think a different way? And when they teach them themselves, when they think of like, oh, this is how you do it, that's the best. And I think Rick has done an amazing job with that. We're still doing that. We're still working on certain things, just trying to get better every day, really.